All right, so we kick off this session here with 3 GG poker tables open and 3 stars tables. Games aren't that great right now, but there are a couple of weaker players sitting. I did get owned by one of them already. He had, was it this guy? Can't remember if it was that guy. Basically, he had aces. He limp min. I raised with ace 10 suited. He min raised me, and then I was like, all right, call. Flop came in ace. I went check check. Turn went check check, and then river. I 1/3 bet for value, and he min raised me. So if you think of a limp raising hand pre-flop that then checks twice and then raises you river, probably pretty strong. And he did end up having top set. He had pocket aces, so yeah, sorry. Big yawn inbound there. Yeah, so he ended up winning that hand, and we donated to him. All right. Just for the sake of the stream here or the video, we are going to post our blinds. Flop top 2 here versus Wall Street Bull, who we have labeled as green as a call station, so I'm just going to be barreling here. I think he's going to call a lot. Tempted to overbet here. I think I'm going to. I think he's going to call still with a queen if he has one, and then we charge 9-10, king-10 type hands or diamond draws. So we're just going to try and get it in. We have top 2. He could have weaker 2 pairs as well. Oh. Sorry, the coffee has not landed yet, so we are waiting on that. We're gonna put in I don't know, maybe half hour on this session, 45 minutes perhaps. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully there's some interesting spots for you guys. And then we're gonna head over to Woodbine Casino and Racetrack, and we're gonna play in some of the poker games over there, which are pretty good. Seem to be pretty good. The only thing that sucks is you got to wait on a wait list. You know what's nice about going to these underground games is you walk right on, basically. You're not waiting. They also feed you. I know the rake's a little higher, but if you value your time, you're not waiting for 2 hours to get on a table. That for me is invaluable. And I don't know, if you continue going to these underground games, you get to know people, right? So it's like playing with friends. Whereas at the casino, you're just I don't know, there's some miserable people there. You get your real strong personality types that aren't necessarily pleasurable. Tempted to add a table, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be visually appealing for you guys, so we'll just keep it at 6 for now. Maybe I'll get an Omaha table going, and I'll just drag it over to the window whenever there's a decent hand. I'll just drag it over here. Here, we got it open here. We'll just, when somebody sits with us and we have an interesting spot, we'll just drag it over. Opening king 8 off on the button. We get called. This is a spot where I'll check back my weak kings to protect my range when I have nothing. Ace 5 I'll be calling here versus the weaker player. Now I'll bet 1/3. We have a straight draw as well to go with our top pair, and I think we can get called by a 9. I think we can get called by 7-6, 7-5, 9-7, those type of hands. Checking back here the ace 5. Even though this nails our range, I'm tempted to bet, but like I don't know what worse is calling. We could bet to get called by ace king or ace queen, but he could be check raising here with an overpair, or even ace king or ace queen of hearts. So we'll just check back, try to hit a spade or ace or a five. Queen of hearts not a good card, obviously. He could go for a check call here as well if he has a hand like ace queen with the ace of hearts. So we're not going to take the bait on it if he checks. He could have king queen with the king of hearts. Just to check him back here, try to hit a five. And we're still ahead of ace king off. I feel like ace king with the ace or king of hearts would have bet this turn, just because it nails the range. And the queen is also in their range. And they would have had equity with the two overs and one heart, for example. So I think we just check back and win here a lot. I think he's got ace king. There you go. And he didn't have the heart, right? I feel like if he had ace king of hearts, he would have led that turn. Oh, and our son is awake. If you guys can hear him. Start with a small bet here. Does he have a bottle? Queens, bottom right, we get re-raised. That's a little alarming. Suppose he can have tens and jacks here, and possibly a flush draw of some sort. So I think we just have to get it in. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. Benny, when these guys are raising, like, they're usually pretty strong. He ends up getting there. Just put it in with a naked open under. Must be nice to run good. Can't remember the last time I just put it in with a naked open under and just won the hand. Sometimes these guys, man, it's like they're good players, but they also run so good. I will say, like, they just win their flips. They win their 30%ers. And it's rare that they put it in at 30% because they're so good. But when they do, for whatever reason, they're just rewarded. Anyway, nice hand, Benny. Benny 1616. And what you'll continue to see is me just constantly getting my money in good and probably losing. That's the way it's been going. Queen 8, we're going to open fold here versus Calamari Tuesday, who's also Jedi. A friend of mine. Used to go by the name Jedi Mind Tricks. Very good player. Nobody on the Omaha table yet? Okay. Yeah, like for him to be shoving 5-6 here, he's got to think my 3-bet range is so wide, which I think my stats show that, like, you know, probably is. These guys don't realize I tightened up my 3-bet range quite a bit about a month ago, but my statistics will probably still show otherwise. So I'm going to get played back at a decent amount here. He's got 30% equity. I mean, it's not a bad play. If my 3-bet percentage is super high, I'm going to have a lot of non-pairs there. I just don't know if I'd be calling off if I were him. Blocker betting the king jack bottom left. Protect against any kind of pair and straight draw hands. And I'm going to be defending here with ace 9 suited in the small blind versus the big blind 3-bet. And I think a lot of the hands that he 3-bets me with consist of a queen. So I'll be isolating here with king queen. I want to get the hand heads up. Going to be calling one here with the king jack and folding on that river. Calling one here. I don't think there's a point in raising on this flop. Like I said, I think a lot of the hands that he has consist of a queen. And versus Calamari Tuesday, we're just going to be checking and trying to get him to put more money in the pot. Like, that's when you show weakness, he pounces. Like, he's really good on that front. We're going to be betting here. We block ace king. We block ace queen. We're going to have a lot of aces in our range, and we are going to be double barreling this. Just calling here. And I'm going to be hoping that he shoves here on this river. And I'm double barreling the king queen here. I think he's gonna have a lot of like pocket nines, stuff like that. Now when he calls twice, pretty sure he's got an ace. I would say ace queen, and he does end up putting it in. So send that. Ew, pretty gross. Sorry, bro. Checking back now. I think he's got ace jack or ace. Oh, full house. Okay, that wins. Ace queen here. We're gonna let them bet once, and then we're just gonna pile it in and take our equity. If he has a hand like ace king or king queen, we deny equity from that. Again, I'm gonna go for a check shove. If he lets us get to the river for free, then we can make a nice value bet if we get there. If somebody bets here, going for a check shove. He doesn't. And now I'm tempted to bluff this, actually, and I think I'm going to. Valky can have a better hand. Valak Danny can have a better hand for sure. But I think Mikey has nothing and just ends up folding. Yeah, you get that through. So we get ace king to fold there, probably. Versus Jamlin, I am gonna actually check here. With the king of hearts, I might c-bet. Probably just check folding here now. But if he does check back, yeah, I'm folding. I don't like that board. I'm gonna have a lot of spots there where I have one heart in my hand, like whether it's with king queen or king jack or even two hearts in my hand, and even ace queen or ace king with one heart in my hand. I'll be able to c-bet with those hands where at least I have two overs and a backdoor flush draw. Benny calling one. Magic. Bet super small here. Weak player, short stack. He's thinking this long for a decision of that small bet. I think we just bet again here. I think he'll still call like any ace 4, ace deuce, ace 3. And flush draws, so I don't think he ended up having anything there. And yeah, verse Jedi here, or Calamari Tuesday rather, which is his new name. When he bets this turn, like if we raise here, like we might fold him off lower flushes. But also if he has a hand like ace queen with the queen of spades, we might fold him off that. If he has a hand like king queen with just the king of spades, we might fold him off that. So there's no point in raising turn here, in my opinion. If he has a baby flush, for example, yeah, there is a possibility that a fourth spade peels on the river and that kills our action. But I think I like it the way we played it. Spot here on the Omaha, he opened, we 3-bet him, and he called. If he bets here, we're giving up, and if he checks, we're going to be leading this turn for a little under half pot. I think he's got a short stack, so a bet size of this amount would still do some justice for as far as fold equity goes, and I think now we can just fold. 3 or 7 for a straight. It's tempting. But he had a better draw there, as you can see. 4-bet getting ace king suited in. And pocket eights. Double suited here with the ace high flush draw. We're going to be getting in. versus the short stack here. Not a great flop, but I think we have more kings in our range than he does. So I'm just gonna one and done bet here. And he just piles it in. A nice hand. This guy's owning our soul so far. But I guarantee you we end up with the chips. And we got a third guy sitting at the Omaha table. Jack. Nope. Guy's running good. Guy's running good. Oh, we got two fishies sitting with us at the Omaha table. Okay, top pair here. One and done. We should just win this. If he calls, we're probably not good. And we could check back as well, but give us a 5. No. Aces. Checking back. And yeah. Aces, I'm going for a check raise here. Middle bottom. Now I'm just going to start betting. I can get called by a jack. And I think I'm going to go for an overbet here. I think a jack still calls me, and it could look like I've bricked out on diamonds. So I'm going to go for a big overbet, and it's an easy fold if he reshoves. Eights will call 3-bet here versus Mikey. We're not crazy about it, but I think eights is too strong to fold. Checking back here on this board. Looks like I don't trust Mikey. He's a very tricky player. Very good. And it looks like he's taking here. I'm going to bet small now with the eights. I think we can just win outright versus ace-king, ace-queen type hands. He may have even been contemplating calling there with like a middling type pair. But his spidey sense was tingling, and he makes the fold. Trev Vegas. Complete here with queen 10, queen of diamonds. I'm going to be checking back my 9 here. If he, I mean, like, he can't have much. I feel like a 3 would have raised, so I want to just let flushes get there and allow him to bluff river potentially if he has nothing. Call 1 here with the queen of diamonds high. And I don't think we're... I don't know what he would be calling. He might call us with like... I'm going to go for an overbet. He might call us with like a pair of 4s or a pair of 5s. Might just think we're trying to get him off an ace-high chop. No, snap folds. I don't think he was calling anything anyway. So I might as well make it look like a super bluff. Might call with an ace-high, but I doubt it. Might call like 1/3 with an ace-high, but... I'd rather make it look super bluffy and try to get picked off, or not picked off, but called by like 4s or 5s. Pocket 4s or 5s. Call 1 here with the 4s. Folding to a river bet. The turn looks like a super fishy bet, like he's trying to suck me in. And that's, I mean, I might have to call with that. He may just be trying to fold me off of any hand that doesn't consist of a heart. So whatever, I'll just call. We don't have to be right too often when he bets 2 into 10, so I don't mind. Folding queen jack here versus Jedi. Overbetting here with the 9s. Think he's gonna have weaker nines himself. I think he's going to have flush draws and pair and straight draw opportunities. And I think now he can just check. Same hand. I think we played it better than he did, though. He did play it pretty good, though. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Small Balls Poker is another good player. Obviously labeled red. Should change his name to Big Balls Poker, because he's got huge balls, tell you that much. He's gotten the best of me, I think, in the past quite a bit at the higher stakes. Like, just crazy flush over flush spots, but, like, he's super good at going for a thin value. He's super good at disguising his hand and then pulling the trigger, and you're like, fuck, is it possible? Like, you know, and believe me, it is possible versus that guy. So top two here with a flush draw. We got Antoy betting into us. I'm happy to just raise get it in here. Lower two pair might call us, but even if they've got a set, I've got a flush draw to protect. And if they do have a flush draw, I'd rather protect against it with my top two. The jack is probably the worst card because a lot of his flush draws are going to be queen 10 highs. But I think we're just stuck. We're just stuck here. You know, we can hit pair the board or hit a diamond if we're losing somehow to queen 10 for the straight. He does call. He does have queen 10 with lower diamonds. And it's just a gross spot overall. Like, we had his diamonds dominated. He literally had to hit just a jack that wasn't a diamond to win that hand, and then he had to dodge all the diamonds and all the boards pairing. So pretty gross. Yeah, not running great on that Omaha table so far. We've doubled up like 3 short stacks in the most gross ways. Yeah, no hands. Just pure no hands in the last 3 minutes here. So, sorry if it's getting boring. This is a great video to fall asleep to. Hopefully some hands pick up here. I mean, like, I would open more tables, but then it becomes shit for you guys. Like, you're not going to be able to see what the runouts are, or, you know, what certain people are doing. Chippenham's a reg. I swear I've labeled him that before, but I don't know why. It doesn't show. And Dr. Bra is also a reg. Yeah, the games aren't great right now. Benny, who put his 5-6 high open under in versus pre-flop before. We'll 3-bet him with ace king off. If he comes in for a 4-bet, we're just going to be flatting. Not happy to get anything in versus that kind of a strength showing. And we know he's calling with hands like 5-6 suited. Out of position to our 3-bets. So I'm just going to c-bet here, because he's going to have a wider range of hands that'll probably just fold if he's calling that much out of position. Folding the 4s here now. Queens, I'm going to bet once. Go for a check shove on turn. Depending on what the run out is, of course. Like if a flush card comes in, I'm not going to be doing that. We pick up aces versus Mikey GG. Ooh. Okay, so the question here is, do we just 4-bet this? Or do we try to entice a 4-bet from Mikey? And I think I want to go for the 4-bet from Mikey and disguise my hand. I'm hoping he makes it like 27 or something, or 30. And then maybe Jamlin comes in with him too, and we might get a 3-way all in. He does. He does take the bait. And this guy gets... He also takes the bait. Oh, look at this. Kings versus queens versus aces. 2. Send all of that money. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Oof. Oh, baby. It works. I mean, the money was getting in anyway. But if we 4-bet and then this guy shoves, maybe he gets away with queens. Right? Maybe he gets away. So I think we made an extra buy-in there by just flatting. What a crazy hand. Aces versus kings versus queens. And we're on the winning end. I'm surprised one of them didn't hit, to be honest. Look at this. Woof. Thank you, poker gods. One for the good guys. One for the good guys. And like for those grinders out there, like, you know, when you're playing and you just, it feels like 2 hours has gone by and you haven't won a hand. That happens to everybody. And you just got to know that that's going to pass at some point. And sometimes that's when you just get off. Like, stop playing. It's just not that, it's not the time for you at that moment, right? So just get off and then come back fresh later, which is very hard to do because especially when you're stuck, it's very hard to stop playing. But there's a level of impatience growing within you that you're probably not even aware of, and you're gonna just get yourself into bad spots. So just, you know, leave. Take a half hour or an hour or a day, whatever you need. Drink some water, freshen up your mind, come back fresh, and you'll want to play again. And you'll play much better. Checking here with the ace queen. So this stack here is up to 700 almost. Ace queen high is going to win some of the time. Probably not. He's probably got like a pair of 8s or something. 10-8 or some shit. That makes me want to call. That's that big. Didn't bet turn, and then he bets that big on river. It makes me think he's got some kind of bricked flush draw. Tempted to call him here. Tempted. I don't know what bets this big here that doesn't bet turn. It's very odd. Unless it's 7-5 or something, or 10. No, 7-5 is all it can be. I think we win. 7-5 or nothing. 2 bricked hearts, possibly. 7-5 or 2 bricked hearts. I'm going to look him up. Okay, so he checked back the nuts on the turn. And very nice play by him because it made him get called. We also blocked the nuts with our queen, so I don't know. Maybe not a great call. Betting here, flush on this river. If he raises us, we hate our life because there's a full house on board. And he can have a higher flush as well, and he's a good player, so probably not raising us with air. What did he have? He had Jack 9. Ooh. Not crazy about this spot. With 8s, I guess we'll call 1. Probably just got Jack 10 or something, or Queen Jack. King 9 will call 1, we'll fold NEC. Like Queen 10 gets there now, and like all hearts can continue barreling, and they have decent equity, and like he can just have a jack a lot of the time too. He can even have some better 9s. So I'm just like ace 9. I'm just gonna fold. Here I 3-bet pre. We got called in 2 spots, but now we block the straight. We block a set of 6s. We have 2 10s, so it's hard for them to have 10-7. And I think we can just get this bluff through pretty often, and we do. We're also drawing to the nuts if a jack comes. That's not a club. I'm very aggressive in Omaha. I'm not good there at all whatsoever. I try to play it in a fun way, and you know, in Omaha there's so many hands that you can have that guys aren't thinking about, and vice versa, where like they have air. So I find like the bluffing gets through a lot more, but I mean it's a double-edged sword because they can also have it a lot more. There's quite a bit of philosophy going on there when you think about it. Emmy Larkin, I'm gonna call here. I don't mind getting into hands versus guys who are weaker players. And here we raise and we flop bottom set. Just gonna come out betting. He's gonna have queen jack, clubs and stuff like that. I'm just gonna call one here with the king queen. See what he does on turn. The flush comes in here and the straight. We're gonna be checking back now. Try to pair up. We don't. And we'll probably be folding the river bet. Here we're going to go for 1/3 to try to get called by jacks or queens. Folding here. Hopefully he calls with jacks or queens or a weaker king, possibly, like king jack. He just folds. Going to be blocker betting here now. We can have an ace. He can have weaker queens as well. And he min raises. And I think now the hand is just done. I mean, it looks like he's just roping us in. Like, I don't see how often he's doing that as just a straight bluff. Like, how can you think that that bluff's going to get through? But if it is a bluff, my God, it's brilliant. I am folding, though. However. Have a sip of our coffee here. I'm going to size up here with the C-bet, ace-jack. Jacks are a vulnerable hand. If he has a hand like queen 10 or king queen or stuff like that, it can... Any overcard just basically kills the action of the hand. So we want to... Versus Pulse Chain, he's an aggressive player, and I've been getting the best of him lately, so I am going to fuck with him a little bit. 3-bet him in position here versus with a hand that I don't usually 3-bet. Just because sometimes when you're in people's heads... You know, there's value in kind of getting out of line sometimes in position. I think I'm going to fold now. Versus that, though. Fine. Have it. Just kidding, anyway. Fuck. Omaha here, we Bella open and we 3-bet it. And... I'm going to blocker bet this here. And she called, or he called, and now we checked this flop, and they check back, and now we hit top set. So I think now we just go with it. I think we just win, like, a lot of the time. But they can call with queen 9, king queen type hands, 2 clubs. They can have all that now. So that jack could entice some action, but no, we just take it down. And again, we're 3-betting, isolating Zaza Papa. We have an ace high flush, ace king. Not a good board, but we do block a 7. And if he doesn't have spades or a queen, it's going to be very hard for him to continue. So I'm going to one and done bet this. I know blocking a 7 isn't much, but it is something. It's better than not blocking any part of the board. And we do get a fold. I'm not always c-betting there either with air. It's very rare that I'm c-betting with air. Coconut derriere. But yeah, like it's a spot where like you still have to c-bet some frequency, right? Benny Hahn, who we know calls light 3-bets with 5-6 suited. We don't mind 3-betting here with king 10. And then over here we flop a straight with a flush draw. And the ace to go with it. We'll come back there in a sec. One and doneing this. For him to just flat out of the big blind, he's going to have either ace queen or middling pairs. So the fact that he calls probably shows that it's ace queen, maybe even king queen suited. Checking back jacks here. They folded to the bet over here, by the way, with the flop straight. Call one with the jacks. Don't think we're good. And we called a 3-bet here with this, and we flop top set. So we'll just let this guy put it in, who's also a fish. Poor guy. Checking back to king 10 now. He's got aces. And we hold. Send that. Running good all of a sudden on the Omaha table. That's how it goes. Pick up kings now, suited. Raising. We're deep, so it's not like great to be raising. We can also call here, but I like action. And we're running good. So why not? I'm definitely calling that. We're running good. Why not? Spades with a gutter and an overcard. We can certainly have queens folding here. I will be calling one. He checks. Interesting. He's definitely got aces. He's definitely got aces. But we have a pair and a flush draw. And an overpair. So I am going to check call one here. I think he got us beat with aces. I think he's going to have some ace-x of clubs some of the time too. And I mean, that's not a great card because the clubs get there. And I think we still lose the aces. We can rep a queen. But I think he's going to be picking us off with aces if we bet. I think he's just going to check back and win here with aces, to be honest. And he does with aces exactly. So nice hand. This guy 4-bet, and then he checks to us, and we check call. And I'm going to be checking back this. I don't like his check call. I think it's going to be ace king and ace queen high a lot. We already bet for value. I think we bet twice here. We're kind of forcing him to have a hand. So I'll just check back now. The king's a horrible card, obviously. And I think he's going to be turning that card into a bluff a lot, but I think he's also going to have it a lot. The hand like ace queen, though, I expect him to be betting bigger. And the fact that he bets small here says that he's got ace king. Ah, so gross. It's just a horrible river card. And it's a nice bet if he's bluffing, but I'm gonna let him have it. He's a good player. Believe good players. Call one more here with the jack 10. We're gonna be folding to any other bets, especially on that card with the 4 straight. I'm gonna have more straights than him, so if he comes out betting here, like, he's certainly got it. And he checks. And I think I may have counterfeited him some of the time here too if he has a hand like 9-10. So we'll just take our showdown value. And he does have a straight. We had the best hand the whole way. Except for the river. Overbetting here with 8-6. A king's still calling us. We charge flush draws. We charge straight draws. The board's getting super wet. I have a vulnerable bottom 2 pair. And I guess we'll go 10 more minutes here and then we'll wrap this up. Top pair up here, weak kicker. I'm going to check back. Kicker ain't so weak anymore, is it? Anything that bets here is going to be drawy or a jack, a weak jack, I guess. But he's going to have some sets too. I'm just going to call. If he's bluffing, I'm going to let him continue bluffing. And if he bets big on this river, I mean, we lose to jack 10 now too. Question is, do we go for a raise? And I think we have to go for a small raise. Small raise. And if he reshoves it, we just fold. He does call. Thank you. I think we can just get this in. Basically a full wrap. It'd be nice if we had the hearts. But we have the heart to shove. He's got no hearts, which is nice. We're slightly ahead at 54%, 67%, 100%. Let's go. Send me all of the money. Send it all to me. And we are up to 450 here. Definitely opening that. We'll bring that back in a sec. And we get called here. We block the king. We block any straight. I think we just bet and win here a lot unless he's got hearts. Betting here. Betting here. And he calls, and that's probably like a heart is the worst. We block everything else pretty much. That's the worst card in the deck, so we're giving up now. We have 2 pair. We can boat up on river. 2 pair might be good. Chop it up. We both have king deuce. Betting small here with top set. Probably just folding almost always, and he does call. The heart comes in, which is not good, and the straight. So if he has a hand like Jack 10, we're beat. And he just comes out here. There's no point in us raising. I think we just call and try to pair the board. Keep the pot small. We do pair the board. We still lose the hands like ace queen and ace 7, which is very hard for him to have. And the fact that he's betting this big makes it look like he's got a flush. So I think, and he's a fish. He's a fish. So I don't want to wake up to like some massive hand here, but I think this is a hand that we can just go all in with and get called by like, I mean, Jack 10 of hearts would be fucking gross, but I think we can get called by like a Jack high flush, I think. I mean, he's betting so big. It just shows so much strength. Yeah, it happened. We got greedy. We shouldn't have gone all in. Let's be honest. You know, let's be honest. We should have raised to like 30. We suck. That's a mistake. Not only is that a mistake, that's probably a blunder. I don't know what I was thinking. I was so in the moment, you know, excited to pair the board. And, yeah, I think we just gave away money there. I think we could have got called if we went like 30 or 40. Too bad. Benny Han. Call with ace 9 suited here. Folding now. Yeah, our last 2 plays on this table aren't great. Let's be honest, right? They sucked. They sucked. And we paid the price. And now we got to get our game back together here and focus a little bit. Well, 6 more minutes. We'll wrap this video up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'm going to be releasing these videos daily. If you have a buddy who stinks at poker and you want him to get better so that he starts coming to the casino with you, please share these videos with him. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Going to be releasing them daily. I'm going to be trying to release them daily. We're just saying that. We're going to hope that we can. We'll call one here with the queen jack. He's going to have like Jack 10, stuff like that, ace Jack. And then, I mean, he's going to have some weaker queens possibly too. I think now we just bet small enough that a king sticks with us. And obviously he didn't have a king. We're pretty much up on all tables. I'm gonna bet 1/3 here, folding to a raise. He can have some kings, but he might have some 2 pairs that call. There's a flush out there and a higher straight, so I'm not gonna be calling a raise. Just calls, and obviously it's got to be a 2 pair of some kind. Jack 9, yes it was. Thank you. Ultra value. Folding versus Taco here. I'm not giving him any action with a hand like Queen Jack off. Queen of Jacking off. Grow up. You grow up. C-betting 1 and done here with the 9s. I think it's just too weak. If I just check, he's going to just make my life a living hell. And he's going to have... Yeah, he can have... He's going to... If I checked it, he's the kind of player, and he's a good player, to make my life hell there if I just checked him. So now I'm just going to check fold. He's making my life hell either way. Whether I check, whether I bet, at least one way I can win the hand some of the time. And if I check, I can't win ever. Benny. I want to get him back from that 5-6 hand, so we're going to bleed our chips even more until we do. Isn't that sound logic? Calls. Ooh, this is going to get spicy, I think. So he's going to be calling me with all middle pairs, and we know he's calling with hands like 5-6. An ace nails our range, but we also have a gutter. So I'm going to bet small here. I think a small bet should just work a lot. And it doesn't, which tells me he has a hand like ace jack or ace queen. Can still have tens. Can still have nines. Can still have eights. I think we bet again, but small, super small, and make it look like we want to get called. And the fact that he calls twice now tells me that he for sure has a hand like ace 10 through ace queen. And nines here, I bet if he has pocket nines would just lead out. And it does. And it does lead out. Easy fold. Now, why don't you put a deuce out there one time, though? For the kids. For the kids. Okay, Benny. I think we're done trying to get the best of you. I think all that happens is you just get the best of us. I think that's how it works. We call 3-bet here. Ace, queen, 3 suited, 7 suited. We flop a straight. I'm going to bet small here. Try and get like aces and kings that come in, because that's what's raising us. Can he have 7-8 some of the time? You can have like ace, 7-8, sure. You can have ace, 7-3, sure. Unlikely, but possible. We're getting it in either way, though. Queens here versus Benny. I'm going to keep his range weak. Like, we have an under the gun open here. And I don't know. That looks really strong to me. I'm going to be putting it in on this flop. We can still be beat by aces and kings, but at least we charge... hands like ace king and ace queen of diamonds, I suppose. And he may even still put in jacks and tens. So, good luck. I don't know. I think aces and kings is a snap call here. So, it's possibly has jacks. He may call thinking we have a flush draw of some sort. But he may also be thinking, like, if he's got jacks, how could I have a hand like jack 10? Very unlikely. So it's eliminating some of my drawing hands that might be doing this. If that's where his mind is at. He has 9-10. And he puts it in horrible. And I love that what we did to him there. Just calling here versus Jedi with the 10s. Here, we just called the flop. We have 2 pair with a backdoor flush draw. Going to be getting this in. The flush comes in and the boat. It's not a good card. Folding the 10s here. I'm just going to be checking back here. I think we're beat versus like ace jack or something. Oh, we're good. Send that. Send it all. Sorry, Benny. I'm going to make a note on Benny here. Calls light. Biggest piss off of all time. Calls light. Raise it, Benny. Raise it here with the aces. Come on, boy. Oh, no. Pulse chain. No. I have pulse chain labeled as green. Probably not a bad player, to be honest. He made some questionable calls against me earlier that weren't great. I'm gonna re-change his label now to loose regular. Loose regular. Here we raise, or I think, no, I called, and we flop pair and a flush draw. Probably not going to be good too often, but I will peel 1. And now we have 2 pair and a flush draw. So I'm peeling 2 for sure. Not crazy about it. I mean, like, I don't know how many 9-10s he has, but we'll call 1 more. We're fairly deep. Just giving up now to... He should be checking a lot here. Like, I could have 9-10 for sure. But so can he. And... yeah. We're folding. We're folding here. So, nice hand. Tough to be bluffing there when I call twice. I mean, it's going to look like I have hearts a lot. He's going to wonder why I didn't raise, so he's going to be bluffing a little bit more than he would normally in that spot, but I still think it's incredibly difficult to be bluffing there. To pull trigger 3 times into a calling range of that size and that deep. Like, we're pretty deep. We had 200 big blinds each, so if he's betting that much there, like, he's opening himself up so much to vulnerability. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just had 9-10, king 9-10 even, like, you know. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. There were some decent spots. We'll start getting off these tables. 3s. Close. Checking back 3s. Re-raising here. We're deep versus Zaza. We have a pair here, so we block some of this board. We have a flush draw. We have a straight draw to the nuts, and we block the queen, like I said. Sorry, I already said that twice. Just bet here and win. Checking back 3s. We have showdown value. We beat hands like that. Bring this over here now. Fold. Not a bad session. We got screwed in the beginning, but we ended up pulling through. Calamari. I am going to call here with ace-8 suited. We're pretty deep. Okay. We still lose all over pairs, and we're in bad shape against all flush draws and over pairs. Or not bad shape, but flipping potential. Start by calling 1 here. Jack's not a good card, but it's also not a good card for our perceived range. Tempting. And I'm going to let him have it. He's going to have queens. He's going to have jacks. He's going to have aces, kings. He's going to have flush draws. Flush pair and a flush draw. He's going to have all that. So I think we can just find a better spot. All right. That's it, guys. Again, like, follow, share, comment, and please subscribe. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.